Morning guys, Kitty and Hubba from New Strength. We are here at Hubba's house and it is pissing down rain.
Cyclonic weather outside, but that's okay. We'll
it's
keep going.
good weather for the recipe that we're making today.
Great weather for this recipe.
So Hubba, what are we making today?
So we're cooking slow cooker beef cheeks in red wine.
Awesome.
You can do it all with beef cheeks. Today I've got half beef cheeks, half ossobuco.
Yep.
I got these from Michael at Carina North Quality Mates.
Now Michael is all grass-fed and
all
finished.
Grass-fed,
yep.
Finished, no hormones, no antibiotics. Love his meat.
Awesome. And we'll talk a little bit more about why we go for grass-fed beef, finished beef, while we make the recipe.
Yep.
So
I love ossobuco because it's veal shin.
Yep.
So in here you have all this beautiful bone marrow, which tastes amazing in stews.
Yep.
And beef cheeks, get your butcher to trim them for you, because they come with quite heavy fat layer.
Yep.
So get your butcher to trim that off, or if you've got a good knife at home, you can do that. But these taste amazing, slow cooked and broken down.
They're also a relatively cheap cut of meat, aren't they?
Both are super cheap.
How much did that cost you? Do you remember?
Oh, no, I don't. I'll have to find out from Michael.
Yeah,
but I got two in a packet.
Yeah.
And my ossobuco I bought a little while ago.
Yep.
But we'll find out from Michael. But they are both relatively very cheap.
Yeah. So if you're on a budget, it's a great cut of meat, and the whole family will like it, and it should serve the whole family.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep. And potentially you may even have leftovers to freeze for next week and have another portion next week.
Yeah. Okay, great. Let's get started. So we're just going to brown off the beef cheeks now. So we just start with some butter. Always go for butter from grass-fed cows. Just heat that up in the pan. Just let that slowly melt down. Then when that's melted, we're going to add in the beef cheeks. Just brown them off nicely. While they're browning, add some salt and pepper. We always just like to use general normal sea salt. So just brown them off. Just turn them over, brown them each side. Now you just want to make sure that you add a little bit more salt and pepper as you brown them. A bit more salt and pepper. Now, we really, really love to go for grass-fed beef. The reason that we do that is because it is higher in saturated fat. When you feed cows their non-natural diet, the fat becomes higher in polyunsaturated fat. Now, it's highly unstable and it reacts with heat and oxygen and creates chain reactions of free radicals, which cause damage to your cells. So always go for nice grass-fed beef whenever you're going to do any sort of beef or lamb dish. So just take those out and just continue to brown the rest, add more salt and pepper. I actually really like to add lots of salt. Lots of people cut salt out of their diet. Just continue to brown, turn, brown them off. Now just put them, bit more salt and pepper. Bit more salt. We love our salt. Now just keep turning them over and then just put them to the side, and then we're going to add them in later. So add a little bit more butter. Now, if you wanted to actually make a lower fat dish, you could add less butter because there'd be a lot of beautiful fat there from the grass-fed beef. So now we're going to add in the leeks. We've got some onion. Add that in. Then just sort of brown that off and stir that. Give it a bit more of a stir. Stir, stir, stir until it's just slightly browned and soft. Now, one of the things that we love about beef cheeks is their high glycine content. So most modern diets are quite low in glycine because we only eat the muscle meat. Now, glycine is really anti-inflammatory, pro-thyroid, heals damaged intestinal lining like leaky gut. It improves weak stomach acid. It also helps to regulate metabolism, preserve bone strength, improve joint mobility, maintain lean mass, improve and regulate cellular health, and it also aids in stage 2 detoxification of the liver. So that's why we love beef cheeks too. They're really, really cheap. So once you've browned that off, you can add the carrot, you can add the garlic in, keep giving it a stir, 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 stir. Now you also add in a little bit of tomato paste. So just after that's all browned off and it's soft, just add that tomato paste in and just really stir well. Stir, stir, stir. We'll just mix that all up. Then we've just got a last few ingredients to add. So we're going to add a bit of red wine. So just, you know, if you've got some red wine in the house, just add that in, or you can just buy some. I don't drink a lot, so I don't often have red wine lying around in the house. So just pour that in and just stir that up just till that's all absorbed. And then you're going to add finally your beef stock. So just measure that out and stir that in. Just stir that up just until it's all combined. And then we're nearly there. And the last and final piece is just to throw it all into the crock pot. So just whack the beef cheeks in, place them on the bottom, then pour in your red wine and beef stock mixture with all the carrots and onions. Just scrape that all in. Then you can also add any sort of fresh herbs you've got. Thyme is nice, a few bay leaves is nice. So just stir that up, pop the lid on and you're ready.
Have the slow cooker on for 4 hours. We are all done. And like I said before, depending on the strength of your slow cooker, 4 hours on high, 6 hours on low. But mine's a really old slow cooker and this was perfectly done within the 4 hour time bracket.
And you can do it on the stove if you don't have a slow cooker?
Yep, long and slow again. I like to add some fresh herbs in at the end. It just freshens it up a bit. I've got some fresh parsley, but whatever you've got at home, put that in, give it a little bit of a stir.
It smells amazing.
Doesn't it smell good?
Yeah.
I know. Okay, now while that's been cooking, I've just whipped up a little bit of mashed potato, really easy.
Did you put some butter in there?
Tiny blob of butter, little splash of milk, salt
Lots
and
of
pepper.
salt.
Yep.
We love salt.
Let's get that onto our serving plate. Okay. Right. Get the big spoon in there. Now I'm hoping that you can actually see how broken down and delicious this meat is looking because it is just falling apart. Now the other thing I did off camera was take all the bones out because we had those big bones from the veal shin in there, so we've just removed them and this is what you're left with, just this beautiful broken down meat.
So how many dinners would that make you and your family?
For 4 of us, this would we'd get probably 4 serves out of this for 4 of us. Yeah, we do have a little one, so he doesn't eat as much, but we also have a teenager who eats 3 times as much, so it probably
it's such a cheap cut
really
of meat.
Great.
But so tasty.
And you can freeze it, so if you have leftovers, chuck it in a container, pop it in your freezer, you can have it next week. We need some gravy because that is full of that deliciousness. And then we finished it off with just a little sprinkle of parsley on top, and you're done.
And that was so easy.
Slow cooker
Even I could do that.
Yeah. Totally. Anyone can do that.
Awesome.
We just chucked it all in there. It didn't take us long at all, and you've got a beautiful, delicious, healthy meal.
Awesome. So share it, like it, guys. Comment below if you want the recipe. And that's Kitty and Hubbard from New Strength, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.